Oh, everything that could go wrong did go wrong for Manchester United in that last 10 minutes. 1-0 up. All we need to do is see this through and make sure Casemiro doesn't get a booking. What happens? Casemiro gets booked because he has to bring down Wilfried Zaha, although the tackle was hip height and it would have been a booking anyway. And then Olise, with a stunning free kick, grabs Crystal Palace a point on the 91st minute. Absolutely gutting, preventing United and Ten Hag from making it 10 in a row, stopping our record of wins since the World Cup. So gutted. And ahead of that game against Arsenal as well, where this win would have brought us within a position where a victory over Arsenal at the Emirates would have brought us just 2 points behind them. Now look, we're not in a title race this season. It's Erik ten Hag's first season. As much as we would like to be in a position in April where we could possibly be in one, that's very unlikely. And I think the reason why it was clear today in that second half, when Marcus Rashford isn't performing and isn't scoring, our front line looks pretty poor. You know, Anthony Martial's been injured. That's a problem. He's not starting. Wout Weghorst made his first start for Manchester United today. And whilst I think there were some good things about his performance in terms of his closing down, his pressing, winning the ball back, and his running off the ball, making the goal for Bruno Fernandes example, and giving him that space in the box, I do feel like he lacked that kind of goal threat that we need. Now, it was just 70 minutes of a performance from him, so I'm not going to write home about that one yet. But I just feel when Marcus Rashford isn't scoring, we're lacking goals. Anthony today, I thought he had a decent first half, but then faded, as the Manchester United attack in general did. And in the second half, we've only got ourselves to blame. You go for that second goal, you kill the game off. Erik ten Hag's spoken about it a lot for United. You've got to kill games off, and we've just not been doing it. You could have argued that maybe we should have had a penalty. Scott McTominay was brought down in the box. I couldn't really tell. I couldn't tell if the defender got a touch on it or not. But the fact that there's some doubt there means that he probably didn't. And if he didn't, it was a clear penalty. But again, we only have ourselves to blame because ultimately we had it in our hands there and we threw it away. Now, I know it's a free kick. It's a bit of genius, you know, but you could kind of feel them having their moments. The moment that they got when Casemiro gets booked is because Wilfried Zaha is breaking. And even at 1-1, you know, Aaron Wan-Bissaka had to make a stunning tackle to keep it at 1-1. So we did have a few frailties there, and, you know, maybe there's fatigue in the team. You know, there's been this relentless amount of fixtures, and this one was just adding into the mix a little bit late. Maybe it's a bit of fatigue. Maybe it's a little bit of a come down from the Manchester derby. But so gutting to concede in that fashion and to lose points in that fashion. I thought Luke Shaw played well today. Wan-Bissaka played well today. He was probably man of the match, Wan-Bissaka. Thought De Gea made some excellent saves. Varane, Lisandro Martinez, fine. Casemiro, you know, intercepted and won the ball back every single occasion. The only thing he did wrong was that foul where he gets booked. I thought Eriksen, you know, another assist for him. I think only Kevin De Bruyne has more assists than him. Bruno Fernandes with the goal. Second half performance, not great from him. And maybe if his tackle's better, Casemiro's not in a position where he has to get himself booked. But I thought, you know, his first half performance was pretty good. And I've already spoke about the front three already. I think Rashford had an off day today. But shows you why we're not going to be in a position to challenge for the league this season. It's come too soon. It's too early. It's Erik ten Hag's first season. Marcus Rashford don't score or he goes down injured like he did at the weekend in the Manchester derby. We all shit ourselves. You could hear a pin drop. Casemiro gets booked. Guess what? We're relying on McTominay and Fred again. And those are issues, do you know what I mean? And that shows you how thin our squad is. You saw it at the weekend. You know, we're bringing Elanga and McTominay off the bench. City have got a stronger team on the bench. You know, they've got the likes of Alvarez and all these kind of players. Who have we got on the bench? And that's why we probably, you know, likely won't be challenging for the league this season. But what we are is a much better team. And that's why I feel disappointed and gutted today to not make it 10 wins in a row, which is mental. Imagine saying that. You'd be gutted that United drew a game and didn't make it 10 wins in a row. Like, I didn't think I'd be in this position so soon under Ten Hag. He's brought us forward. He'll learn from this. I think he made mistakes as well today. It wasn't just the team. But ultimately, we've drawn a game away from home, and it isn't the end of the world. But I just feel gutted. I feel real gutted. And as I said, probably could have had a penalty. Arguably, they could have had a red card, although I'm not too sure myself, early on in the game. But that free kick, man. I said it before he hit it. Skeezer's probably not scored a goal. I think Olise is a fantastic player as well, but probably won't score for another month or two. You know, Palace haven't won for how long? You know, their performances have been abysmal. They'll probably lose their next 5 games, but they'll have this anomaly in there. Annoying. Gutted. Devastated. No Casemiro against Arsenal. That's a problem. But hopefully Ten Hag can come up with a plan. Maybe we'll be returning to underdogs. Less expectation. Maybe that's a good position for us to be going into this game in, but we will miss Casemiro. And I mean, whilst I think the boss maybe could have got him off early, and you could argue, was it the manager's fault that he got? Like, ultimately, I think we needed to keep him on. You know, look at some of the crucial interceptions that he made. We had to keep him on ultimately, and he never looked like he was on a yellow card either. Do you know what I mean? When he makes that tackle, you go, that's a yellow card, because that tackle was a yellow card. It wasn't for a number of tackles. I don't think that was Ten Hag's fault, but I do think maybe we could have killed the game earlier. Maybe we could have gone for it a little bit more. But yeah, gutted. So gutted. So gutted. And a big game coming up. What better way to bounce back than beating Arsenal and putting a spanner in their title challenge? Although it's going to be very, very difficult without Casemiro, isn't it? Very difficult. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everyone that tuned into the watch along and that as well. We'll be back this weekend. I'll be watching the game with the lads, although the club is here, and I'll be doing shows and podcasts with Rory and Boovy. We are doing the Chelsea-Liverpool game on Saturday. We're not doing the United-Arsenal game, so I'll be here on Paddock. Make sure you check us out, though, on the club. Keep it locked as well. Oh, man, so gutted. I'm going to be thinking about that Olise free kick all night. But, and that Casemiro yellow card. I wish that was the only problem I had today. There was one point where I was thinking, this game's been, I'd take a 1-0 here. Casemiro getting book's the only thing that's killing it. Drop points. Anyway, keep it like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll be back very, very soon. See you in a bit.